Hello, and welcome to the Ending Body Burnout Show. We are your hosts, Chris and Philly, co-founders of a multi-award-winning functional medicine practice, serving busy people with energy, mood, and gut issues.
While busyness, addictive doing, people-pleasing, and perfectionism might be the norm, it's not normal, and it's a major contributor to health issues.
Our goal with this show is to give you a holistic root cause approach to healing your body so that you don't have to continue doctor or diet hopping or popping a gazillion supplements hoping something might stick.
So get ready to heal your body, get your spark back, deeply connect with yourself, and step into the life of your dreams.
Let's dive in.
Hello, it is Philly here on the podcast today. I am bringing you a bit of a different episode, actually. Today, I'm sharing with you a keynote presentation I delivered at the Her Empire Builder Gold Coast conference last year, in April last year. And this is a presentation that I delivered to a room full of over 100 women entrepreneurs. Now, there was a really specific question that I asked at the start of the presentation. I asked, have you experienced or are you in a state of burnout? And almost every single hand shot up. Now, I don't think I have met a woman in business who hasn't been in burnout at some stage of her journey. And so if you are a woman in business or a business owner, regardless of your gender, I know you're going to get a lot out of today's episode. It is all about, my presentation was all about how to build a business without burning out. Now, before you clock off, if you're not a business owner and you do want to listen to today's episode, I promise you'll get loads out of this as well, because essentially I'm going to take you through how to use your body as your compass to prevent burnout, especially if you're navigating a high workload. That might be in your business, it might be in your job or career, it also might be in your parenting, or maybe if you're a homeschool mum or you're caring for elderly parents, you're going to get a lot out of this episode. So I don't actually talk much about business strategy, although I could do a whole bunch of episodes on that. But today I'm really talking about how you can use your body as your compass to prevent burnout and navigate your workload and still achieve what you want to achieve, get done what you want to get done, be successful, be big-hearted and caring, but not at the expense of yourself and your body. So yeah, I'm really excited to share this recording today. I did get approval that I could pop it on the podcast from my business coach, Tina Tower, who ran the conference last year. And also around Tina Tower, if you're interested, because I know that a lot of people kind of watch our business journey as well, whether you're a practitioner or another business owner, you might even be a client of ours or have been, and you run your own business. And we get lots of people always asking things like, oh, how do you get on the media? And how do you get 700 people registered to your free event? And how are you booked out so much? And how did you get that podcast with Joe Witten off Quirky Cooking? So we do get a lot of questions around how we run our business and our business model. If you're interested in learning the secrets, well, I mean, yeah, you can ask me, but Chris and I are currently part of Tina Tower's Her Empire Builder business group, which we just love. We've been in this business group for the last 18 months. She is amazing. She is so smart. She has strategies galore in terms of how to run your business. Plus also Tina's has really worked on her own self as well in terms of how can I build a business without burning out. She's experienced burnout a lot. I'd really love Tina to come on our podcast. Tina, if you're listening, come on our podcast because you've got lots of gold to share. But yeah, she's managed to get to a point where she can honor her body, honor her health, and continue to serve and run her business. And also her Empire Builder has such a beautiful, supportive group of women and a few men. And It's lovely. So not only has it supported us in running and growing a profitable business, but the community itself is also so beautiful and supportive in terms of raising each other up. So um, her Empire Builder, the business group that we're part of, only opens doors 2 times a year, and they are actually opening doors in March. So if you want to check them out, I've popped the link in their show notes so you can head on over and check out her Empire Builder. And if it's something that you think would work for your business as well, join up. It's awesome. Happy for you to ask me any questions as well. All right, let's get into today's episode.
All right, I am so excited to be speaking to all you wonderful ladies, and for some of the males here too, you can learn some things too. Okay, so let's start off with, have you experienced burnout? Either you're feeling like you are now or you have in the past. Just pop your hand up. Like, yep, almost everyone, yes. Okay, so there's a bunch of stats that show that this is really prevalent in many people, including female entrepreneurs. 56% of female entrepreneurs said they had stress-related burnout. From a survey of 1,000 women, 68% said they have burnout. And this one does my head in. Some of you may know Lisa Kordoff. She actually did the foreword for my book. She surveyed 1,430 women, and 98.2% of women don't ever feel fully rested. That's insane. And 56.8% rate their energy 5 out of 10 or below. So burnout is real, and that is what I want to talk about today. So I want to go over a few things today. So the first thing I would love to share with you is how to avoid burnout while building your business. I'm not a business coach, so I'm going to talk about this from my expertise around how I've done it and also how we help people in our health practice. Also understand that your body is a compass. So it is the guiding force that will help you to avoid, prevent, and heal from body burnout. And also how to listen and communicate to your body. I'll go past all of that because Tina Tower just said, actually, I'll stop on this one. On a mission to end body burnout. So Erica's talk today inspired me to be more unapologetically me. So I am done with Band-Aid approaches in the healthcare. And that also includes the natural medicine healthcare. I find in functional medicine, which is in the natural therapies, a lot of people are like, I feel sick, just give me a supplement. I'm going to feel better when you do a bunch of tests and give me some supplements or a diet. And that is not how you end body burnout, because we aren't just a physical body, we're many different bodies, which I'll talk about today. Okay. So what is burnout? Basically, it is when your stress bucket gets too full, and that can look different for different people. And stress can come in so many forms. So as business owners, we are building businesses, we're running businesses, we're managing staff, we're managing clients or customers. If you also have a family or kids, then you're juggling family and business and finances and economic crises and all that sort of stuff. Stress also comes not just from like psychological or everyday stuff, but it's also physical. So it could be the food that you're eating, the beverages that you're drinking, the toxins in our skincare cleaning products, the things that we're breathing into our bodies. So stress comes in so many forms. And that is also why burnout is a big issue, because there's so many ways in our modern society, especially when we're running businesses, that we can get stressed out. And essentially our capacity cannot handle it anymore, and then we end up getting sick. Also, people who run busy patterns. So busy patterns often look like overachieving, addictive doing, perfectionism, people pleasing. If you feel comfortable, if you identify with any of these patterns, either now or in the past, I was all of them, and I still, sometimes This is a non-judgmental zone, absolutely. And here's the thing, like I've had people who are like, oh yeah, but I'm so ambitious, and does it mean that if I have to heal from body burnout, I can't have ambition anymore? No. So nothing's bad until it is. And your body is the best indicator as to whether any of these things are becoming a little bit dysfunctional or a lot dysfunctional. Okay, signs and symptoms. So early signs of body burnout might look like your energy's starting to drop, your creativity is sapping, your brain isn't as sharp, you're irritable, you're not coping with stress like you used to, your gut's playing up, there might be mild sensitivities. It's like I used to always be able to eat dairy. Now when I have that milk, I'm running to the toilet, skin breakouts, restless sleep, muscle twitching and body tension. Anyone feeling any of those? Yeah? Okay. So these are early signs, and I love it when people start looking into their health when it's early signs because it's a lot easier to rectify. If things have been going on for quite a while, you've been burning the candle at both ends, this is some more chronic symptoms that can show up that can tell you that maybe some things need changing. So that's chronic fatigue, brain fog, depression, anxiety, irritable bowel syndrome, super sensitive where like you can't walk down the cleaning aisle because it suddenly gives you a headache or the smells that you're smelling. More serious female hormone issues, insomnia, autoimmunity, stubborn weight, or it's like I'm eating all the things and like I'm exercising but nothing's shifting now. Your body's clearly sending you a signal that you've burnt the candle at both ends for a bit too long. And this is, so we, in our practice, when I use the word we, I'm talking about me and my husband. So in our practice, we use the term body burnout. So we look at the people who are probably more in the chronic stages of body burnout, because at this point, your body systems have also started burning out. I know that that's like little itty bitty. I'm not going to talk about all of them, but basically you've got different parts in your body that are really important for healthy functioning. And when you have been living a life where you're running around, doing all the things, juggling all the things, a very high-paced way of living, and especially if it's fear-based, and I'll talk a bit more about that in a second, then these body systems start burning out. Has anyone heard of adrenal fatigue? Yeah, most people have. So that's your adrenals that secrete your stress hormones. So over time, they start to deplete. Dopamine, heard of that? Yeah, that's a really important brain chemical that's really important for motivation, excitement, energy. The cool thing is, so in our practice, we actually test and treat all these body systems. So this can be really helpful if you're really struggling, and even to do the things that you know you should be doing to be well, or even the things to build a business. So if you're like, I'm so exhausted, really anxious, oh, my gut's playing up all the time, we can actually look inside your body with lab testing that goes beyond what GPs, medical specialists test for, and actually rebalance and support these body systems. Gut health is really important. So the gut-brain connection is going to affect the way that you're thinking and feeling. And also your liver is so important. It's not as trendy as the gut. If anyone kind of like follows health Instagrams, it's always like gut health and the microbiome is so cool. But actually I think the liver is pretty cool too, because it's clearing toxins and crap out of your body every second of the day. And if that starts burning out, then you start harboring a bunch of toxins in your body, which is really inflammatory. And then that can lead to different body burnout symptoms. If you want to do a little scan code, I've created a body systems quiz that can actually identify, well, it's not as good as actually taking your wee, spit and poo samples, but it can give you an indication as to whether some of your symptomology is coming from your neuroendocrine system, your gut, or your detox pathways. Hopefully you've taken that. Okay, your body is your compass. I was going for a walk the other day, like literally 2 days ago, and I'm like, ooh, I'm going to change what I'm going to talk about today slightly, because I started thinking about how can you avoid burnout while building a business? And I feel like your body, as using the metaphor a compass, is a wonderful way that you can tune in with yourself to know if today or this week or this season is kind of like a push season or a rest season, or often your body will also tell you when it's not safe to succeed. And a lot of what Erica talked about is in line with that. So your body is like, if you're doubting yourself, if you're hitting a neurological growth part of your business, your body will clearly send you some fight-flight signals because it's not safe to move forward. Okay, so the body speaks to us. So I rattled off all those symptoms. We respond to pain. Like as humans, we've evolved to respond to pain. When we feel pain, we do something about it. And so our body speaks to us through pain. It also speaks to us in many different ways. And this is really cool. So the body holds ancient wisdom. And I just want to pause there because that is so sacred and such a beautiful thing to tap into and just to like think about. That our bodies are thousands and thousands and thousands of years old, not as old as Mother Nature, Earth, but our bodies and every cell in our body has the wisdom to help us to be safe and to survive, but also to thrive and grow in whatever we want to do in our life. But we've forgotten. We've forgotten how to listen to that. Wrong slide. One ahead of myself. So we have inside of ourselves an amazing communication pathway when you can learn to listen to yourself and how your body uniquely talks to you, then everything changes. Literally, you can press the "it's safe to succeed" button and you can do whatever you want and create whatever you want in your life and in your business. But we've forgotten. So we have forgotten this language. As I'm talking about this, there's some people like, what is she talking about? You know, it's not like a common narrative that it's just like, listen to your body. It's like, no, the hustle culture is go, go, go. Just push through. Are you a bit tired? Just have some caffeine. Oh, you're a bit anxious at night? Have some wine. Just mask and medicate the emotions and the deeper distress that's happening inside of you. And so we push it all away and, you know, we use Panadol and Nurofen to get rid of pain and whatever else it is. And we've forgotten how to listen to ourselves when, if you think back, our body has ancient wisdom. It's amazing. Okay, so when I talk about ending body burnout, a lot of people will initially like straight away think about the physical body. And I mentioned those body systems because that is a really important part of helping your body to thrive and grow and function and perform. But we are actually many bodies. So we aren't just a physical body. We're also a mental, emotional body, an energetic body, a spiritual body, a nervous system, a brain, an unconscious mind. And so in healthcare, I find a lot of the times it is only focusing on the physical. So if someone's now showing up with chronic fatigue, autoimmunity, a lot of people will just be like, well, it's physical, so here you go, let's do some physical stuff to try and support that. But if you're not looking at the metaphysical side of things, then healing, like, it just doesn't happen. And I've seen this time and time again over the years of practicing and in myself personally, that if only one or the other is addressed, it's very hard to get long-term resolution. So you cannot separate the two. We are many bodies and they all must be in alignment with each other. Okay, so how do our bodies, so if we're talking about body is our compass, how can we listen to our bodies? These are the ways that our bodies talk to us. So through symptoms and sensations. So when you get a heartburn or when you get a headache, that is literally your body and often your unconscious mind trying to send you a signal to do something different. Also emotions, thought bubbles. So they're those random thoughts that are like, you know, pop up into your mind as like, oh, where did that come from? That's often like gold pieces of information. Sometimes it might be a memory as well. Erica was talking about trauma, past distressing events. If, you know, things kind of constantly pop into your mind, it's stuff that's coming to the surface that needs to be dealt with. Dreams, anyone have like recurring dreams? Sometimes they might be a bit disturbing or like you're walking naked down the street or something. That is the way that your body also talks to us. and your intuition. So that's kind of like the gut feeling type stuff. Okay, so I didn't get any of this when I was very not well. So I have experienced probably 3 major body burnout episodes, and each time I was just so sure that I was going to get to the root cause of what was going on. So actually, before I even had my first body burnout, I was living 20 years of busy patterns. So this is, I don't know, you can tell which one I am. One in the middle. So this is me in high school. And in high school, I started getting great grades. I'm like, A's? Oh, I didn't even try for that. It's like, oh, this feels good. And all of a sudden, all this external validation from parents and teachers and even friends, had very low self-confidence. Always pretending, I didn't even know who I was, so I was just showing up trying to be cool. But then I'm like, oh, but this is actually something I'm good at. I'm good at studying and I'm good at writing essays and getting good grades. And so this led to like many, many years of, I ended up doing a PhD, which I loved. And I would say I was passionate about why I did it. But actually the underlying reason was because I was good at it. I'm a good studier. I don't know how to be out in the world making money, so I'm just going to keep studying and I'm going to be an academic. And it was massive. I was driven to do that out of fear of self and fear of, if I'm not good at that, then who am I? Like, no one's going to like me. No one's going to think I'm important or good. And so anyway, even back then, so as a teenager, there were clear signs. I developed vasovagal episodes where I would faint and fit and pee myself, often in public places. And when I tell, it's like, yeah, that just happened. And a lot of people are like, what? That's crazy. But it was obvious that my nervous system, even back then, was like, whoa, you are like way being a perfectionist and like really dysregulated and doing all the crazy things. So then I had my first baby on the day I received my PhD report to say that I had passed. And what you can't see in this photo, there's a tube here. So I had a very traumatic birth with Poppy, and I ended up with I couldn't feel any sensation to urinate. So some women, after they have babies, they're just flooding everywhere. It's like, I don't know when I need to go. And it's like coming out. Jen would know about that. I was the opposite. I had no sensation that I needed to pee. So I had to wear an internal catheter up my wee hole for about 4 months to try and retrain my bladder to communicate to my brain. And I was on stacks of antibiotics, in and out of hospital, and every month I just started developing more and more weird health issues. So definitely mental health stuff, postnatal depression, anxiety, but also chronic back pain to the point I couldn't pick up my baby, really low immunity, catching colds and flus and infections every 2 weeks, gut issues, hormone issues, histamine intolerance, chemical sensitivity, until Poppy turned 1. And I'm like, I feel like an 80-year-old. I cannot continue like this. I hadn't really received any real help from my GP. They did the bloods. They're like, oh, your bloods are fine. It's just part of being a new mum. And I'm like, I am bedridden some days. This is not what it's like. And you're supposed to get better. So that's where I took matters into my own hands and I started looking at my lifestyle. So I switched what I was eating. I went from eating processed, inflammatory foods to whole foods, changed the way I was moving. I was actually an addictive exerciser because before kids, I could do a lot of pull-ups and push-ups. I was fit. And I couldn't after I had my baby. And again, I was attaching my achievement to my self-worth. And so I kept thrashing and trying to push my body. And then I'm like, this is not working. So I had to pare back what I was doing. Prioritized sleep, and also cleaned up my environment. So looking at things that my system had grown sensitivities to and removed those. And things got better. After, months, 2 years later, I was feeling pretty good and I decided to have baby number 2. And this was a cesarean. That's Elsie. It's probably not the nicest photo, but I had a cesarean because I still had unprocessed trauma from my first birth. And I was so freaked out that would all happen again that I chose to have a C-section. I don't know why I'm getting emotional. I've shared this story so many times. And so, yeah, the thing is, it was great. like I'm like C-section all the way, no pain, and the recovery was way better. And Elsie was an exceptional sleeper. So 1 week after birth, busy patterns came back. I'm like, I feel so good. This is awesome. Like, yay, I've just popped out a baby. Like, I actually didn't pop it out. They just cut it out of me. But busy patterns started showing up. And at this point was when I was starting to build my own business around lifestyle medicine. And I was also studying clinical nutrition back then to become a practitioner. And I just, my perfectionism, overdoing, high achieving patterns just set right in. And very shortly, like literally within a few weeks, all the same symptoms popped up again. And I'm like, no, not again. I thought this was going to be so different this time. And so I went searching again. It's like, okay, well, my lifestyle looks pretty good. What else? And this is where I came across functional medicine, which goes beyond just looking at symptoms, and it's actually identifying body systems in your body using lab testing. And this time I'm like, yes, I found the root cause. This is so good. I had adrenal fatigue and low dopamine and parasites and candida and detox issues. Like I literally had, even my vagina was out of whack. I had issues in every single square, and it probably took me maybe 18 months to really therapeutically address all these issues. And I felt great. I felt really good for quite a few years until number 3, COVID 2020. This is actually me. My mum made me an immune boosting tea when I caught COVID the first time. She was so freaked out I was going to die. She's like, I'll drop it off and I won't, I'll just put it in your letterbox. So during this time, 2020, so I'd been running a business. Well, actually, I wouldn't even say it was a business. I was a sole trader. I just really loved what I was doing. I wanted to help people, but I had no strategy. I definitely didn't want to dream big because that was way too scary. I was undercharging, and I was also pretty burnt out, not in the way that I'd experienced big symptoms, but I knew that I was just tired and it was taking me away from my little babies. Or they were bigger by then. But body burnout number 3 happened in 2020 when my husband at the time had a gym, and his gym got locked down, and he's like, this is the best ever holiday for 3 months. And he was really burnt out himself. And we always kind of toyed with the idea of creating an online practice where he could come and join my business, and we'll actually make it a business. And he does mindset coaching and all that sort of stuff. And I'm like, yeah, that'll be great. I'll do the physical. You can work on people's mindset. But it was the worst. So he joined my business. He's big. If anyone's seen my husband, he's massive and big and loud. And he came in and I'm here freaking out. And COVID, I think everyone felt that collective uncertainty, and COVID brought out my deepest root cause wounds. And that was my belief about myself, very, very hidden beliefs that I was weak and incapable at every core and every cell of my body. And when I discovered that, I'm like, that doesn't make sense because look at how good I am at doing things. I'm really good at doing things and achieving. But my body just freaked out. And so it sent me all the same signals. I respond very well to pain. And this time I had major insomnia. And so I was not sleeping, panic attacks, histamine intolerance through the roof. Okay, tidy up my diet again. Let's run the lab test. Let's do the supplements. Yep, it's going to work this time. And this time my body, my symptoms did not budge. My body was like, I love you. I love you. You have worked so hard to heal yourself and to be well, but you've only addressed the physical body, not all the other stuff that's actually causing you to get sick in the first place. And I had a lot of business fears. So there were major money scarcity issues that I had. And Chris also was very big and visionary. And so he came and he's like, we're going to do a course and we're not going to see people in person and we're going to charge 3 times more. And my system was just it is not safe to do that at all. And it all came back to these deeper wounds inside of me that I was weak and incapable. It's well, if I believe I'm incapable, then how the heck can I grow a business? If I believe I'm weak, then who the heck would pay that amount of money for what I do? If I'm incapable, how can I make money? How do I even know how to spend it so that we don't go bankrupt? There was so much stuff surfacing during COVID time. And so Then I looked deeper into my other bodies. So my mental, emotional health, my nervous system, my neural pathways, and most importantly, my unconscious mind. Do you know how much your unconscious mind makes up your whole mind? I know you guys would. 95%, which is crazy. So the part of your mind that is listening to me right now is only 5% of your mind. The rest of it is all underneath the surface, and it's the thing that holds all your beliefs about yourself, all your traumas and stuff from the past, the way that you were programmed as a kid, and the patterns that you're playing out. And I'm like, I have got to look at this area, because I was just at my wit's end too. I'm like, this is something I haven't tried yet. This feels like the next place. And so a big one for me was reprogramming those deeper, unkind beliefs about myself, so weak and incapable. And I did that in many ways, but also trauma. So I discovered, well, I knew consciously, but I didn't realize it was having such a big impact in my business, that when I was 14 years old, my dad had a business, a flower farm, and we almost went bankrupt. And we had to sell everything, and it was really sad. It was really, really distressing for me and my brothers and sisters, because we grew up in this beautiful house. I always thought we were rich, and it was a mansion in the country underneath a mountain, and it was just like idyllic. And then all of a sudden we had to move to the highway to like an ugly house. And my dad killed my cats before we moved. So I had 3 cats that were my best friends. And he didn't tell me. All of a sudden, he's like, your cats are gone missing. Oh, well, we're moving now. And he did it. He's a lovely guy, by the way. I don't think he's ever killed an animal before. And I don't think he actually personally physically did it. He organised someone else to do it. But anyway, it's what happened. And a few months later, I found out that he'd killed my cats. So I felt quite a lot of betrayal. And I'm like, why did you not talk to me? But anyway, that memory has just, had been sitting in my system for 30 plus years, or maybe not that much, 25 years. And I always thought back to that and always had a little laugh. I'm like, that's a good story to tell. My cat killed my cats when we almost went bankrupt. But I realized when I was really doing this deeper work, and when I realized that I was blocking my ability to make money, like it was me. It wasn't Chris, because Chris was totally calm and cool and collected. He's like, it's all good, we'll make money. I'm like, we haven't been able to pay our wage for like 3 months. And he's like, it's all good, we'll just try some new things. But my whole system was freaking out. So I did some work around that, and associated with the beliefs and patterns. And literally within a few months, no change to business strategy, but we started magically making an extra 10K a month. Like, it was insane. I would call it magic if I didn't understand the science of what was going on. But I'm like, what? Where the heck is this coming from? And then all of a sudden, I'm like, I'm not getting triggered by Chris's big ideas. I'm actually really excited about them. Now I feel like in our relationship, I'm the one that is like throwing out wild things. And he's like, oh, just hold your horses. And it helped with our relationship too, because 2 co-founders, husband and wife, is really tricky. And it so was back then, when I was just getting triggered by everything he said. And also too, showing up in sales conversations and with clients was just so lovely. Like, there was no fear behind me having the conversations anymore, because I knew I was good. I'm like, I don't need your money, or I don't need you to join our program for me to feel good about myself. I know I am. And so they felt that energy too. And I think that that's why magically we started making an extra 10K. And over time, it's just built and built and built. Okay. So just to sum all that up, to heal from body burnout, I believe there's 3 key pieces. So dialing in lifestyle, looking at body systems, especially if you feel like you've got chronic issues. I think that that's really helpful, and therapeutically supporting those areas, test not guess. And then do the deepest root cause work in your unconscious mind, because the thing with the unconscious mind is it's controlling everything, not just our thoughts, feelings and behaviours, but it's literally sending signals to our body systems to function at their best. So if there's baggage down there, it's absolutely going to ripple over into your physical health. Another quiz. I like quizzes. This is a scorecard that looks at those areas. So if you wanted to get an indication of like, where things might be a little bit amiss, the weakest link, you can look at that one. Okay. All right. So this is how, because I'm like, oh, how do I build a business without burning out these days? And I haven't put any strategy there. I mean, that's all Tina's stuff that I implement and take action, but it's because of this that I can then do that. So I prioritize sleep, whole food, and beach walks. Love my beach walks and a podcast every day. And by the way, this is like 80% of the time I'm doing like all of this. Every day, most of the time, reinforcing, empowering self-beliefs. Like, I am flipping awesome. I am good. I am more than enough. I am strong. Look at me go. I visualize. So your unconscious mind doesn't know what's happening in reality and what's happening in your imagination. So when you can richly imagine the life and the business and the health that you want, your unconscious mind takes that on as a new memory. And it's like, okay, cool. I'll go after that. That feels good. We've already got that. Massive mantra for me, it's safe to be slow. And that doesn't necessarily mean I only do an hour of work a day. It's literally my nervous system is slow. My nervous system is calm and grounded. And often that actually then speeds up what we're producing and creating in our business. But it feels good. It feels flowy. I don't need clients to make me feel good about myself. If no one else from this day onwards ever bought anything from me, I am still awesome. I am a fantastic practitioner. I am a worthwhile human being. And kind of cool, I just get a caravan and I'd travel around Australia for the next few years with my kids. Every day I'm listening to signals from my body and I take action. And I'm going to take you through a process right now with something that I do daily or when I need to that gives you the information that you need in order to live your next best minute. And I have a lovely DM with myself, a deep and meaningful. Like I just spent some time before I did this talk and just kind of like gave myself a little internal hug. You got this, it's awesome. Like I'm constantly talking to myself as if I'm my best friend because I am. I actually love me probably more than my children. But I actually like 100% say that with honesty, not just to get a little laugh. And then that makes me a better mom, a better wife, better business owner. So beautiful. And that's why I said trust as well when Erica was talking about that, because it's like that deep love and trust and connection with self. You are unstoppable. Okay, talk with your bodies. Matt, I need my phone back and some music. So I'm going to take you through, this is just to step out of your conscious mind and into your unconscious. I'm going to take you through a process, thank you, that will allow you to just tap into what might be happening for you and also what your bodies need you to know. So before we start it, just think about a symptom. It might even be like a physical symptom or even maybe like a not so nice emotion or sensation in your body. So just pop your hand up if you have that, something to work with. If not, just close your eyes and just enjoy it. But if you have something tangible, it's really cool because I want to then get you to test that afterwards. And a lot of the times it's eradicated or at least reduced. And it's like, far out, you're freaking powerful. You did that. Like you shifted your state. Okay, so everyone close their eyes. And just take some time to take some deep breaths. And allow yourself to drop into a relaxed and receptive state. And just breathing in slowly and holding and breathing out slowly, slowly. And I'm going to take you through some prompts, and whatever arises in your mind is perfect. And from the unconscious mind, even if it seems weird, irrational, or not logic, you see the unconscious mind communicates to us through symbols, such as your physical symptoms, emotions, tension in the body. And these symptoms are also symbols with a deeper meaning. So just trust that whatever pops into your head today is what your unconscious state needs you to know. And with your eyes closed, allow an image or symbol that represents this symptom to appear as if it's outside and across from you. And let your unconscious mind do that now. And nod your head when you can see this representation outside of you. Good. Now observe the symptom, the representation of the symptom in detail. What does it look like? Is it an object, a person, a place, a memory? What color is it? What shape is it? Is it close to you or far away? Is it moving or still? Don't worry if the symbol doesn't make any sense. Your unconscious mind knows what it means. You don't have to try to analyze or censor anything. If you're struggling to visualize a symbol, feel into that symptom. Feel the pain or discomfort in your body and allow an image of that to appear. And are there any sounds attached to this image? If yes, notice what sounds there are and where they're coming from. And are there any important feelings attached to the image of your symptom? Is the symptom heavy or light? How intense is it? Is there pressure or heat? And are there any emotions attached to the symptom? And just sit with that for a moment and allow yourself to see and hear and feel this representation of your symptom, this deeper message from your unconscious mind. And now allow it a voice, the ability to communicate to you, and ask it what it is attempting to communicate to you. What's it trying to say? Remember that any symptom or dysfunctional pattern that you have is serving you in some way. It always has a higher positive intention. Even if you don't want it or don't like it, it is still there with you because it's trying to help you in some way. So what is this symptom's highest positive intention for you? Allow whatever pops into your mind to pop into your mind. And as the thoughts pop into your mind, ask yourself, what's the purpose of that? What can that give you? What does that allow you to have? What does it allow you to be? At its highest, our symptoms are always trying to protect us or to push us to receive more love, happiness, freedom, success, to show up as our true and aligned selves. And just ask the symptom if it realizes that it is holding you back from keeping you from your highest positive intention with its old methods. Does it realize it's draining you and taking the energy from you rather than empowering you? And now let the representation of this symptom morph or change into something new. And notice what it looks like now. Just allow it to transform into something new and empowering. And as you do, place your hand on your heart and allow your chest to fill up with light and love and wholeness. And let the light shine through you. Let the light pour into every cell in your body, swallowing up any lingering symptoms in your body. And breathe in the feelings of calm and light and wholeness and healing. Just thank your body for talking to you today. And now let your unconscious mind store the intentions and learnings from this old symptom, reminding yourself that the body and mind are connected and affect each other. And knowing that if this symptom should return, you now know what it is communicating to you and you have more choices available to you. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. And how is that now? So anyone who had something specific they were working with at the start, has it changed? Yeah? It's gone. I know, it's great, isn't it? It's just like, oh. So it's literally like these signals are just trying to talk to you, almost like your best friend or your partner. If you're not listening to them, if you're if you're constantly shutting the door in their face, they're going to speak louder and louder and louder until something's going to pop up or blow up. And so that's exactly the same as your symptoms. Does anyone want to share any of the what actually happened inside their body? Yeah? Do you want to? Oh,
So yes, I've had a headache. I took 4 Nurofen at 7 this morning, I think. And this reflected back to what I learned last year under Marissa Peer. So why I've just forgotten about it's beyond me. But so it was all black, dark, red, sharp, fast, groaning, pain, bad stuff. And then when you shifted it, it was blues, pastel blues, pastel purples. It was swirlies. It was all slow. It was just all hippie. It was lovely.
And your headache's gone now?
It's gone. Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. And I was but no, it's gone.
So cool. You are more powerful than 4 Nurofens. That is so awesome. Anyone else have anything they want to share? Yeah?
I went to the gym this morning and I've had a little bit of a tense shoulder, the back of my shoulder, and I could actually see a firecracker. I felt like I could have a firecracker in the back of my shoulder. And while it's not 100% gone, it definitely feels a lot more calm and considered and less like I'm going to take 4 Nurofen.
Awesome. I love that. If the symptom doesn't completely switch off, there's usually some action that needs to be taken. And usually you get that when it's talking to you as well. The symptom's this is because of this and this is now what you have to do. So if anything came to you from an action point of view, experiment. This stuff is entirely testable, test not guess. Take action and it should disappear. It completely disappears. So cool. Okay. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. There might be some nuances there, which it'd be cool to chat with you afterwards. But that is a great question because often we feel like there's stuff outside of our control. So I would look at, is there anything you can control? And you can always control your response to it. And potentially too, were you working on anything and has it gone? Yeah, okay, so it's still there. Okay, so there's still something there that it's hey, it's okay just to release this, even to release control. Because control is it's literally an illusion. We actually have no control over anything at all. But you can, even though I said, look at what you can control, but you can control your response to it without being attached to the response to it, if that makes sense. Yeah. Okay, awesome. Now I would like everyone to stand up. And put both arms out like that. It's okay. You can put both arms out together. And I want you to do this and just oh, I love you, buddy. Thank you so much for doing such a good job. And then you can sit down. And now I'm done. Bye. As Tina did mention, I do have a book. I didn't bring any. Well, actually I did, but I've got a book event in Brisbane, which I need to save them for. But if you wanted to learn more, we have our books on our website, Amazon, all those places. Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening. We so appreciate you. If you'd like to give us extra smiles, drop us a review and spread the love by sharing this episode.
You can also rate your own state of burnout and the root cause contributors by taking our Ending Body Burnout Assessment on our website. And if you're interested in learning about our group or one-on-one Ending Body Burnout programs, shoot us a DM via Instagram or Facebook.
Have the best day ever.